Today, I'm honored to be with a top charting Billboard producer. The man I'm with today has dominated the top of the Billboard charts with some of the greatest artists across different genres. He built up his name by establishing his sound and took over with undeniable lead singles from the likes of Ja Rule, Shine, 50 Cent, and G Unit. And today, I want to welcome a producer that you have more than likely heard of. You have probably played some of his music in your whip or danced to it in the club. You might know him from street radio, or you might know him as Jimi Kendrix. Either way, it's my honor to welcome him to the show today.
Oh, damn, Mike, you serious? That's for real. That was dope, bro. Really dope. Really appreciate that. So thanks for the intro, superstar. It's an honor. It's an honor to be on the show.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you on the show today. First, I just want, you to explain like where you come from. Can you tell me about growing up in Queens? Like what was your experience like and what part of Queens were you actually from?
Born and raised Hollis, Queens, New York. Lived in Far Rockaway, and then they got a little too gangster, I guess you want to say, at the time. So my mom was like, "Yo, we flying off the buses with people shooting back and forth between each other. It's time to move." So went from Far Rockaway to Jamaica, Queens, Hollis, and that was like the beginning of that young loving music, growing, learning, and Hollis, Queens showed me a lot. It taught me a lot, you know.
Yeah, I
Um,
got love for Far Rock, man.
yeah,
Rest in peace to Stack Bundles. Salute my guy Keen Streets.
that's what's up. I worked with both of them. Dope people, Chinx, Stacks. Being from Far Rock, it's not really well, they call it the sixth borough. So also we're also known for having a lot of that come from there and put in a lot of work. So the name was not always, it was notorious, but not always for something good. But the musicians and the artists that we did have there, they were undeniable. Stacks and Chinks and very the Riot Squad, but there was not too many, you know, um, producers that I know of that were from that area. So when people say where I'm from, I say I'm from Hollis, but I was born in Far Rockaway. So I'll never uh, forget where I'm from. That's where I always where I was born. That's where I always will continue to get back to. Which even I'll tell you about later what I'm doing in that area, in that community. I'll talk to
You
you later about that one.
you actually got the chance to work with Stack Bundles?
Yes, we got a chance to um, get in the studio, work on some new records. My boy Jesse from Street Radio. Also, but the only thing I regret is that we didn't really get a chance to work for a long amount of time. Because by the time we got a chance to work with him, he had got killed. So it was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, you wish, woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know what I mean? It was one of those type of feelings. Chinx came out of jail. He was in the studio with us. Went right to the studio, and we were working on records right away. So that to me was like, okay, cool. I get a chance to really work with someone and then see them blow and get there, and only to end the way it is, that they did. It's kind of messed up, kind of fucked up. That pardon me. I don't know if I can curse, so feel free to bleep out my words sometime. But it's kind of crazy that they had so much potential, and yet it was like the luck was just horrible. You know what I mean? One, two, it's just like damn, like we couldn't get a break. So rest in peace to Stack and Chinks.
Yeah,
Definite legends.
rest in peace.
Definite legends.
Yeah, Chinks actually credited me with going to Far Rock and shooting his first music video.
What?
Yep.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay, so your background is also in film.
I had done a few videos back in the day. So when Chinx hit me up, he was telling me, "Yo, I just got out of jail. I really need to get going on the blogging tip." So I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go out and work with Chinx." Then, as you said, he got the situation with French Montana. He got all the records on radio, which was crazy. Now, when you was locked in with Stack, what type of guy did you get to know Stack as being? Whether you guys were in there for that long, or what type of person did he come off as to you?
Well, I mean, Stacks, they was from the neighborhood, so like he was always just a good dude. He was a fly guy. You know what I mean? The girls liked him. He was always flashy. Whatever you knew him to be on TV and on videos, that's how he was at home. You know what I mean? He was loved. He was embraced, and we knew something was gonna happen. He was gonna make it. You know what I mean? And for the most part, he got there. He got the notoriety. There are records that I've heard other artists do that they don't credit him for that. We know he did. You know what I mean? We know he was involved with writing those records. So he was a dope artist, a dope writer. His brand was coming together, and people embraced him, which is why I can see why when he made it in the industry, people were like, yeah, they believe. He was a great storyteller, amazing storyteller. He can tell a story on the record and have you took you for a ride. So artists like that you don't find today. You know what I mean? The Kendrick Lamars and people like that. So it's tough today compared to back then. People don't know what real lyricism was, and being witty and just being able to put it all together. The artist with the product, with the music, with the vision, with it's a lost art. A&Rs are not who they are anymore. So that's where today's artist is missing out.
Yeah, with the A&R. Yeah, facts. That's one of the first ways that I came into the game, because back in the day, 2009, you wanted to join a record label. Now it's all about podcasting. So me doing interviews kind of went hand in hand with that.
That is so true. The brand did I guess you could say like the way that people saw things before compared to now, or actually being back in that time and then seeing how it's evolved. Back in the day, social media wasn't really podcasts. That shit was we didn't give a shit about that. We were living in the moment. You know what I mean? In those moments.
Facts.
And now it's like everything now is about content. Imagine if those cameras were rolling and podcasts and social media was really back then. The type of stuff they would have saw, crazy.
It was about peace of mind back then.
Yes. Artists had, you hear about artists. You didn't necessarily see them, but you heard about them. Wu-Tang, this and this, Bad Boy, Jadakiss and Locks. And you heard them before you saw them. Now, you see everything before you just about hear it. So it's just different. It's a different game compared to how it was then, So let me ask you a question.
What's up?
How'd you get that name, the superstar? Mikey T, superstar.
Mikey T, the movie star. My brother's actually a director, right? My
Okay.
brother's been like directing movies since he was like a kid. He'd get all the kids from the neighborhood to come and film movies. Like he'd paint them up in face paint to play zombies, or you know what I mean.
He took it there.
He filmed his own version of The Stand, and then
bro.
He went on to become an actual director. He dropped a movie called Slapface in 2022.
Nice.
But back in the day, in like 2009, when I was making my MySpace, I was just like Mikey T, Mikey T, the movie star. Okay. And it was kind of corny. You know what I mean? People would be like, yo, it's kind of corny or whatever. But that's why I had to make people believe in it. So I got every major rapper that you could believe saying, shout out Mikey T, the movie star, from AZ to Rick Ross
That's
to,
my boy.
you know what I
Easy.
mean? All the dopest rappers that I would link up with back in the day, you know what I mean? And I kinda made the name credible, you know what I mean?
Nice. Nice. That's dope. That's really dope. Did you feel like you could fill the shoes of that name in the beginning?
I was like, "I've gotta make myself able to fill the shoes of that name or else people are gonna think it's coming off as corny," you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, now I made the name work, you know what I mean?
Nice. Nice.